Hi there, it's Anthony, and I'm about to watch the first and last episode of the Vampire Diaries. So this is of course part of the series that I'm doing now where I react to the first episode and the last episode of a TV show. Because there's so many TV shows out there, you can't watch them all. You especially can't react to them all. I wish that you could, but you can't. So at least this way I can get a little bit of a taste of some different shows that I might not have necessarily really been interested in watching all the way through otherwise. So this show, The Vampire Diaries, I thought it would be cool to do because, it's a pretty long show, 8 seasons. I feel like there's probably a lot of character development over that time, probably a lot of changes. It's probably going to be a big difference between the pilot and the series finale. So I just figured it would be interesting to kind of just come in blind, watch the pilot, and then just skip straight back to the end and see how much has changed and, what everything leads to. I'm sure I'm going to be thoroughly confused. And I understand that, you can't just watch the first and last episode of a TV show and really in any way get a sense of what the TV show is, like in terms of its quality, in terms of its message, in terms of its meaning, anything like that. But hey, this is still a fun little thing to do, I think. So I hope that fans of the Vampire Diaries aren't too offended that I'm watching the first episode and then skipping to the last one. I know that there's way more to the show than just that, but I figured this would still be fun, and who knows, maybe if I really get into this, I will want to actually watch the show all the way through. I'm excited. I don't know anything about the Vampire Diaries, really. I mean, I'm a big Buffy the Vampire Slayer fan. And I liked this book series called Intertwined that was about vampires and stuff. Other than that, I guess there's not that many vampire things I'm into. I was into Vladimir Todd, the book series as well. So I guess Buffy the Vampire Slayer is really my only actual vampire experience when it comes to television. And that is one of the most amazing, greatest shows of all time. So I'm not going to just directly compare this show to that because I feel like it probably wouldn't be fair. But I do expect that this is going to be a good show because, a lot of people seem to really be into it. And I want to see if it takes any influence from shows like Buffy the Vampire Slayer and whatnot. It's definitely a popular show, so I'm sure there's a reason it was on for this long and why people like it so much. So I'm looking forward to seeing what it's all about. I don't even know, the main character names I literally know nothing about this show, at all. I think it has a spinoff or something like the originals. I really know nothing at all. I know it's in high school. So I guess my guess is just that it's going to be a high school drama kind of thing with vampires involved. Probably a lot of kind of soapy, romancy type stuff, maybe with some action and whatnot as well mixed in. I'm not sure. That's kind of always been my perception of the show. And I'm kind of not into really romancy stuff, and I'm not that into high schooly romancy stuff either at this point anymore. So that's one of the reasons why I'm kind of not really haven't been interested in watching it. But I still do expect it to be a good show, and I'm interested to see what all it's going to be about. But this intro has gone on long enough, so let's go ahead and actually get into this. This is The Vampire Diaries, Season 1, Episode 1, Pilot.
I am a vampire, and this is my story.
All right, so we're from the perspective of the vampire. Or one of the vampires, I should probably say.
What's with all the fog?
It'll clear in a second.
Watch out!
Is this about to be a vampire that's just gonna get up and attack them? He's gonna be like, oh yeah, I'm fine. Actually, getting hit by cars doesn't hurt me any, but you all are about to die. I don't got a good feeling about this, man. What is this ring? Yep. He did that on purpose, didn't he? He did that just to get them to stop.
There's no signal!
You are screwed. There's no escaping. This man flying. Alright, these vampires look like they are about some serious business here. Was that thing just flying? Gosh. Okay, that was a pretty, pretty intense opening right there. I loved how, we didn't really get a close look at the vampire yet. Just a quick glance of those fangs, boom. He took him out, and then he took her out too. We couldn't even see him, but it seemed like he was flying. I like that opening though. Like, I mean, it made it feel like, okay, this is about to get serious. You know, like this is about to get intense. So, I'm enjoying this already, and I've got a good feeling about it.
I have to know her.
Yo, what?
Dear diary,
He just jumped off the roof.
today will be different. It's all about the coffee, Aunt Jenna.
Okay, that's Aunt Jenna. What are, I don't know what their names are yet.
What am I making?
Wait, what? Darren Malloy, Brooke Fenton. Are they missing or something? Oh, duh. The people on the news that were missing were the people in the teaser, in the cold open. Duh.
I see.
This is why you need to stop predicting things while you're driving. Okay, so that's Elena. I'm trying to remember everybody's name because, you know, it'd be hard to remember people's name on the first episode. So is that what they hit?
How is she? Is she good? Caroline, I'm right here.
How is she?
Fine. Thank you. Really?
That's Caroline. That's Elena.
Hey, Vic.
Was he the vampire?
Here with the crack.
He looks like a vampire.
Look again.
Whoa.
I'm sure everything you need is there.
So, I'm guessing this is the vampire. Did you just like do some type of mind control or something?
You're really gonna run this.
Or not mind control, but maybe mind influence.
You got it?
So are you just not gonna wash your hands?
I know.
Okay, so that's Jeremy, that's Elena. I still don't remember her name yet. So what's the verdict? Okay, she's following him around. I guess that means she thinks he's hot. Okay, now we see his face. She's speechless right now. Alright, so is this a future relationship waiting to happen? Or what?
When someone asks, how are you?
So her parents died, that's why she stays with her aunt. Okay, what is this symbolic of? I mean, yeah, you hit their car earlier, now you're on the grave. Okay, what? Who started up the fog machines? She's so scared of this bird, but look at all the like smoke and stuff that is consuming you right now. Get out of there. Yo. She see that? What is this guy doing? Lurking? How did you fall? Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Oh, it's hot tea.
It's ring.
Yeah, okay, there we go. Yeah, so this is the same guy, or at least from the same family. Maybe this is misdirection. Like maybe they're showing us his ring right there after showing us the ring at the beginning to make us think this is the guy that attacked those people, but maybe he's not, or maybe, I mean, I'm sure there's more to this than meets the eye.
Oh, wow, so look at that.
He's like, I gotta get out of here. He was like, I'm out. He said, I'm not trying to catch a case.
I lost control today.
In vampire terms.
Everything I've kept buried inside.
Oh, please, I got all that between third and fourth period. We're planning a June wedding.
Okay, so there's gonna be some competition there, maybe between Caroline and Elena about Stefan or Stefan.
Wouldn't want anyone to read mine.
We gave a journal.
He keeps a journal.
I'm just gonna.
She's like so amazed.
You don't have to stay out there.
So I guess that's not sufficient enough for an invitation inside her home. I also wonder how old this guy is. Like, I wonder if these vampires are very old, if they've been around for centuries and whatnot too. I guess we're gonna find out. I'm looking forward to seeing just, you know, how the various aspects of general vampire lore and mythology play into this show. We already can now see that they need to be invited to enter houses and whatnot. So I'm looking forward to seeing what else is going to be traditional here, and maybe what twist they're going to put on vampires.
My parents passed away. I live
Dead
with my
Parents
uncle.
Club.
So, Stefan, if you're new, then you don't know about the party tomorrow.
Why is he mirroring her so much? His parents passed away. He lives with his uncle. Her parents passed away. She lives with her aunt. What's going on here? Did he plan this stuff, or is... I don't know, man. I want to know what this guy's, end game is here. What his play is here. I don't know how genuine he's being. Like, they showed us that one scene with him writing in his journal on his own, where he was talking about almost succumbing to his urges or something like that. So that will lead you to believe that he's a good person that's just, trying not to fall victim to his vampire urges that can tend to be on the evil side of things. But I don't know. So, still not really sure what to make of this Stefan guy yet.
Gonna stir things up.
It's not my intention.
Then what is? Why did you come back after all this time? Why now?
I don't have to explain myself.
Did it have something to do with Elena?
I know that you can't.
Did he come back for Elena for some reason?
You don't believe.
Did he kill her parents? Is that where this is going? Wait, 1864. Yeah, he's old. Catherine, 1864. Hold on, man. Wait, is this like, I don't know, like, Catherine? Is this like, did he know somebody from her, lineage or whatnot? Like, one of her ancestors? And, now he's trying to connect with her for some reason based off of that? Is that what that was trying to portray right there? I'm not sure. But it definitely seems like he's here for some reason that specifically has to do with Elena. And given the fact that he's been around since at least 1864, probably way before that. Wait, what is that? That's the Battle of Willow Creek they're about to be talking about. 1860 something. So, yeah, interesting.
Battle of Willow Creek
1865.
took place right at the end of the war in our very own Mystic Falls. How many casualties resulted in this battle?
I'm sorry.
I bet what's his name knows.
I don't know.
Stefan knows.
I was willing to be lenient last year. Mr.
Salvatore.
Salvatore.
Elena's like Elena Salvatore. Ooh.
Founders' archives are stored in Civil Hall if you'd like to brush up on facts.
Ooh. He said, I remember it like it was yesterday.
Okay,
So he has like super hearing.
He has that romance novel stare.
Seems like the vampires in this show have a few more powers than in Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
There's fog. Man. I'm drunk. It's the drinking. It's nothing psychic.
That ain't,
about it.
no. That is not
Yeah? Okay.
drinking. That is not being drunk. I mean, I've technically never been drunk before, but I don't think that's what being drunk would be.
No, it's just Bonnie. She's...
Bonnie, that's her name.
No!
Yo, Tyler.
Leave her alone.
Stop, Tyler.
See into my soul and screw and screw and screw until you're done with me.
At least he's not trying to rape you.
That's what I know.
Not saying that she should, get with him or talk to him either. But that Tyler dude seemed like a total jerk.
Are you okay?
Are you okay?
Your eye, it's...
Oh.
He's like, it's a trick of the light,
Yeah.
Yo, that fog is so creepy. Like, why are you just standing there in that? Oh my goodness. They're not gonna show us who it was? They're really trying to make it seem like, because I just remember Stefan just left away from her after having that face thing going on. And then they show this happen. But I feel like this is all some misdirection, man. Unless it's one of those things where they're purposely trying to make you think it's misdirection, but then it's going to actually be what it seemed like it was. But it seems like they're trying to make you think it's, what's his name? Stefan or Stefan. But it's actually something else. And they just conveniently keep on writing it so that it seems like it's Stefan to us as the audience. Oh my gosh. Okay, so what? Is she a vampire now?
Someone else was attacked tonight, Zach, and it wasn't me.
Yeah, someone else. What is that, like a familiar or something? Do they have familiars as vampires? Damon?
Damon.
I feel like I've heard that name before, actually.
Hello, brother.
Yeah, and then it's not a good look that
coffee.
Stefan just left the scene all of a sudden.
I gotta...
Wow. Gonna feel that one in the morning. Well, actually, you're probably not since you're a vampire.
You should know better than to think you're stronger than me. You lost that fight when you stopped feeding on people.
I'm never the one. That...
It's not a competition, Caroline.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, then. I hope Caroline isn't about to just turn into like Elena's worst enemy or something because she's jealous of her. You can't even go saying that to people because people are just gonna want to put you into a mental institution. Uh-oh, looks like Caroline's about to get picked now. Maybe she will end up being a villain because he's gonna have a bad influence on her.
Would you like to come in?
Is that an invitation? Yep, that counts as an invitation. So with this first episode, last episode thing, I kind of don't want to get too much into like, I guess, giving my critique on the shows just because I feel like, you know, oftentimes in shows, you know, the way they start out isn't necessarily the way it's always going to go. And it feels kind of unfair critiquing something based off the first episode before it maybe gets a chance to like, you know, grow into itself or like, you know, really get its footing and whatnot. So I will give some thoughts on this episode, but I'll say I say it all with that in mind that this is the first episode. So this show, I can totally see the appeal in this show. Like I can totally understand, you know, why, at least from this first episode, I can see why it would be so popular, and I can see why, you know, it lasted for so long and whatnot. Personally, I'm just not sure this is something that really would have made me want to see the whole series. The dialogue just felt too like, you know, it felt like something that was written, you know what I mean? It felt like something somebody wrote, and it didn't feel like something a character was saying, but it more so felt like something a writer was saying to convey a message through somebody, if that makes sense. It didn't feel like real people. Then the acting, the acting wasn't bad per se. It was just maybe a combination of like acting and directing and whatnot. I didn't feel like these characters were high schoolers. They were acting like high schoolers to me and whatnot, you know. Again, also that part of that was really the writing as well. So all of these things from a critical standpoint, I wouldn't say it bothered me per se. It was just something that I couldn't help but notice. Like, and I don't mean to say this to like sound like I'm like trying to trash this or anything or to sound mean, but I guess this show kind of came across like it's the type of show that shows that I like Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Freaks and Geeks are specifically not trying to be like, if that makes sense. And I don't mean that in like a mean way, but I mean like this, it's like what a lot of shows are, you know. It's like it's the dramatized version of what it's like to be in high school. Like, I mean, you know, it's not real, like, it doesn't feel like an accurate depiction of what high schoolers act like or talk like. Everything feels like it's meant to be really deep, and everybody knows how to express their emotions in just the right way, and everybody falls in love just from looking at somebody one time or something. Like, I mean, like, you know, I mean, a lot of shows are like that, so I'm not like trying to say like, you know, it's bad or anything, but I guess that things like that are the type of things that I tend to enjoy when shows purposely don't do. And I kind of just got the feeling that the Vampire Diaries was just, at least from this episode, was kind of just one of those shows that falls into those traps. You know what I mean? Don't mean to offend anybody that is a fan of the series. I can, like I said, I totally get it. And I've only seen the first episode, and it might grow beyond all this stuff as it moves. So I'm not trying to offend anybody, but I'm like, what am I doing if I'm not being completely honest with how I feel about things? You know what I mean? I want to be honest with everything that I say on here. I don't want to just not say something because I'm not trying to, you know, step on any toes or anything. But all that being said, I still really enjoyed the episode. I mean, you saw my reaction. Like, I mean, I felt invested in this. I felt, you know, like I was following everything that was going on. It had a lot of cool reveals and stuff. It felt like it planted a lot of seeds for some things that are probably going to make for some interesting stories. You know what I mean? Like, who is Catherine? What exactly is this connection that Stefan has to Elena? Did Stefan have anything to do with Elena's parents? Or like, what is the story there with Elena's parents? Like, we know that there has to be more to that than meets the eye. Like, it felt like a lot of stuff was planted in this episode that I can just already tell is going to mean a lot moving forward. You know what I mean? I mean, like, it was really intriguing in a lot of ways, for sure. Like, it makes you want to watch more just to find out, okay, where is this going? I liked the mystery of Stefan's character and like how, you know, he was introduced to us as an audience. Like, I mean, at first we're kind of like, or at least I was kind of like, okay, so what's up with this guy? Is he bad, or, you know, is this misdirection? And it turned out to be misdirection. It was his brother, Damon, who had been doing all the stuff. Damon was an interesting character to me, I guess. I think I would need to see more of him. Like, I mean, again, he was one of the things that felt a little cliche to me this episode. Like, the performance just felt, I don't know, like I didn't really connect with it just yet. I think I would just have to see more of him to, you know, really kind of, I guess, get a read for him as a character. And I'm sure they do that. I'm sure that he gets a lot of development and whatnot as well. So, yeah, man, this is the first episode. So I understand a lot of this stuff is going to develop a lot from this. So, yeah, I thought that this was pretty intriguing. I want to make some predictions for, like, just maybe what's going to happen in the season or throughout the series. I'm not sure how much of this is even going to be answered in the finale of the series. A lot of it might just be answered, you know, as the series goes on, like by the end of season 1, season 2, da-da-da. It might not even be brought up again by the series finale. So first of all, with Catherine, from what they showed us, I'm guessing she's like, you know, some type of ancestor of Elena. And Elena looks like Catherine. And so, what's his name? Stefan is coming back to connect with Elena for some type of reason that has to do with Catherine. I don't know if it's to, like, you know, replace her in some type of way in his mind. I don't know, because maybe he caused Catherine to die in some type of way. Or she just died by natural causes because she was a human and he was a vampire. But I imagine she must be related to Elena and they look similar or something. And I just feel like there has to be something connected with Elena's parents and Stefan. Or at least, if not, there's something about Elena's parents that has something to do with all this. But I'm imagining it might be, you know, it might have something to do with Stefan. Like maybe her parents saw him and veered off the road or something. Or maybe it was Damon, but they saw somebody and like veered off the road and everything. Obviously, I think that Stefan and Elena are going to get together and become a thing. I don't know if that's going to last the whole series or not. You know, I mean, I don't know if it's going to be like a type of thing where, you know, the first season is a lot of will they actually get together, but then they actually finally do, but then it doesn't work out. And by the last season, you know, that's old news and they're with different people. I don't know. This show does seem like the type of show that's willing to kill people too. So I imagine that by the last episode, some people will be dead. I'm also guessing that Caroline might, at some point throughout the course of this series, be antagonist in a lot of ways. Maybe not the whole time. Maybe she'll eventually have like a redemption arc and like, you know, come back around. But it seems like she's growing some resentment for Elena. So I have a feeling, especially now that she's connecting with Damon, they're going to set her up to be, you know, kind of a major sort of antagonist in a way in the series. So I'm interested to see if maybe by the series finale if she's an antagonist or if she's still an antagonist or if she's been one and has come back around. I don't know how much of that I'll even be able to tell by the series finale. Like I said, it's probably just going to be mainly wrapping up things that happened in season 8. I'm sure stuff that happened in this episode is probably irrelevant by the time the series finale comes around. I imagine they're going to be way older by that point, way out of high school and everything. So, although I am interested to see if these vampires still look the exact same, because, you know, technically they should be looking the same even after 8 years. This will be interesting. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing where this is going. I feel like something big is going to happen with Matt's character, but I'm not sure what. Like, he was looking at, you know, what's his name when he was going off, Stefan when he was going off. They're probably going to have a rivalry of sorts, at least for a little bit, like maybe kind of like how Xander hated Angel. I know I keep on bringing up Buffy. I can't help it, you know, the vampire thing. But anyway, yeah, so I have a feeling that Matt is going to have some animosity towards Stefan. You know, A, because he's with Elena, so he's jealous, and B, because he saw him backing up. So those combined are probably going to make him very suspicious of him. And I wonder if Atlanta and Matt will ever have like another relationship run throughout the course of the show, maybe briefly or something. They might get back together. I don't know. One other thing, I don't know, but I have a feeling by the end of the show, Damon isn't going to be like bad. It seems like he's bad right now, but I feel like by the end of the show, he's probably going to be on their side and is going to be a good guy. I don't know why, I just get that feeling. Like, because he seems like he's about to be an important character, and eventually I don't think they're just gonna have him being an antagonist the whole time. Which I guess is another reason to think that maybe Caroline wouldn't be an antagonist the whole time. Unless, what if she ends up being worse than Damon? I don't know. I don't see Damon being this bad the whole show. I feel like he's gonna have like some type of redemption arc at some point. This is interesting. This was definitely interesting. Now I'm gonna skip all the way to the end and watch the last one. And like I said, I'm sure I'll be very confused, but I'm looking forward to it. So if you want to see my reaction to the series finale of the Vampire Diaries, go ahead and click the video right here. Comment down below, let me know what you think about the episode or about my thoughts or whatever you want to say. Like the video if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to see more. And have a great life, everyone. Yeah, I don't know how to finish things, so goodbye.